Science for life. Do you want to know more about the world around you? Then subscribe, like, and let's get started.
According to statistics, which we will be discussing today, a total solar eclipse is not such a rare event. It occurs approximately every 18 months. The next eclipse will happen in April 2024, so you can see it for yourself. But here is a rather rare, but not impossible case. The chances of being struck by lightning are 1 in 3,000. There is also positive statistics. The probability of surviving a lightning strike is 9 out of 10. Shocking, right? And what about 12 fingers? Well, the probability of this is higher than the probability of being struck by lightning. Experts give different numbers, but the approximate numbers are 1 in 500, 1 in 750 or 1 in 1,000. Just imagine the possibilities of playing the piano. Seeing a double yolk is a rather rare event. It happens in 1 out of 1,000 eggs. Usually they are carried by young chickens. And do you know that they are beginners who are still learning to lay eggs correctly? Just kidding, by the way. Meeting a triple yolk in an egg is also possible, but this time the chances are lower than 1 in 25 million. At least that's what the British Egg Information Service claims. A guy from Australia found such an egg and shared a photo. According to him, a 3-yolked egg tastes no different from an ordinary one. The world record is 9 yolks in 1 egg. Another record is that a woman from the United Kingdom found 29 2-yolked eggs, and all of them were from 1 package. In Ireland, it is considered lucky to find a 4-leaf clover. But this is a rather rare phenomenon, and the chances are only 1 in 10,000 clovers. But Gabriella Gerhard from Chickburg, Wisconsin, managed to find 451 4-leaf clovers in an hour. So, probably, nothing is impossible. If you try hard, you may even find a 7-leaf clover, but this time the chances will be 1 in 200. Can you imagine layered chips? A girl from Australia found them and shared the find on TikTok. The story caused such a resonance that the girl even created an ad to sell the layered chips on eBay. The bids were insane and reached $100,000. In the end, the ad was removed, but the child still managed to sell the chips. The Doritos manufacturer himself offered $20,000 for this unique find. Your chances of being injured by a toilet are 1 in 10,000. No, I'm not making it up. This figure is official. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has conducted extensive research on this topic. And in most cases, this is due to accidental falls or, so to speak, wiping. Winning the lottery seems almost impossible, especially if it's a McDonald's Monopoly game. Canadian engineer-builder Michael Ross calculated the odds of winning $1 million in the McDonald's Monopoly game. It's 1 in 451, 82,158. Wow! In any case, I'm not sure anyone can eat only chicken McNuggets to win and make money. Compared to McDonald's, winning a jackpot like Powerball is a little easier. The odds are 1 in 292 million. Well, anyway, your chances are, to put it mildly, very small. Don't buy anything yet. So, what do you think is more realistic? To become an astronaut or to win the lottery? By the way, becoming an astronaut, that is, flying to space, is almost 40 times more realistic than winning the McDonald's Monopoly game, since the odds are 1 in 12,100,000. In 2016, 18,300 people applied to NASA, and only 10 of them were accepted into the training class, not to mention flying to space. If you are not satisfied with the odds of winning the lottery but finding a job is not an option for you, I have some good news. The odds of meeting a millionaire are 1 in 215. That's amazing. However, the statistics do not reveal whether the millionaire you may meet will be generous or not. That's okay, don't take it seriously. Go and find a good job. As for work, what about becoming a writer? Statistics say that the odds of being successful are not that bad. For example, the probability of writing a bestseller is 1 in 220. Almost like dating a millionaire, but in this case you can also become an actor. By the way, getting an Oscar is easier than winning the lottery. The odds of owning this golden statuette are 1 in 11,500. But to get an Oscar, you must first become a movie star, right? Well, the prospects here are more modest. Your chances are 1 in 1,190,000. So they are not entirely in your favor. But still, all this seems more likely than winning the lottery. Well, it's worth a try, right? Now let's take a look at your prospects of becoming a millionaire. There are many ways to make money, but apparently, each of us has a 622% chance of becoming a millionaire. Even if this is 6 out of 100, it sounds like really positive statistics. Not to mention the 22 out of 100. It turns out that the odds of winning a gold Olympic medal are very small. According to some data, this is only 1 in 662,000. Bravo to all the athletes who have achieved success. How do you think, what is the higher chance? To find a pearl in an oyster or to get an Oscar? The probability of finding a pearl is approximately 1 in 12,000. Do you like bowling? It may seem that it is as simple as that, but the odds of playing a perfect game of 300 points are 1 in 460. This statistic refers to professionals. For amateurs, the odds are 1 in 11,500. Yes, it seems that playing bowling is also as difficult as getting an Oscar. Wait, Michelle is going bowling. Of course, she can do everything and lead at the same time. There is multitasking. Now let's play a game. What are the odds of becoming a centenarian? 1 in 5,000, 1 in 10,000, or 1 in 15,000? The correct answer is 1 in 5,000. Moreover, it is said that the youngest people now have much more chances of living to be 100 years old and more. If you have already taken the SAT, you know some stress. The next time your parents want you to study harder to get a high score on the exam, share this statistic with them. In 2015, out of more than 1.5 million American students, only 504 received the highest score for the analog of the SAT, that is, 1 in 30,000. What are your chances of food poisoning? Quite high, regardless of where you eat, in expensive restaurants or in food stalls. The probability of food poisoning is approximately 1 in 6. Yes, every 6th American gets food poisoning per year. Well, that's a shame. I don't want to compare Harvard University with the lottery, but your chances of being accepted to Harvard are much higher than winning the jackpot. In 2021, the acceptance rate was 3.2%. That is, about 3 students out of 100 applicants. But then you don't have to study hard to get a lottery ticket. Are you left-handed or right-handed? There are much more right-handed people, 85–90%. While there are only 10–15 left-handed people. And what about ambidextrous people? Such people are rare, only 1 in 100 people is ambidextrous. No, if you can use both hands to perform some simple tasks with your non-dominant hand, it does not mean that you are ambidextrous. When you have a birthday, it might seem that the chances of being born on any day of the year are 1 in 365 for all of us. But there is one exception. I am talking about leap years and February 29th. The probability of being born on this day is 1,461,000. It is easy to calculate. It is the number of days in 4 years plus 1. You may not have found in this list any reasons why you are unique. But believe me, it is simply because you were born. Scientists say that the chances of being born are about 1 in 10 to the power of 2,685,000. See, in order for you to be born, your parents had to meet, your grandparents as well, and so on and so forth. Do I need to say anything else? No, I am done. Thanks for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss our next videos.